Testing audio. Just talking to myself, testing audio. Let's see. Okay, so here is the Atlantis Hack Pro. My cousin, who is super baller, got this for his home gym. You can see I have the back pad up right now, so it's kind of like in the leg press setting, but if you come around to this side, you can see right here, it can adjust into, I believe, 6 different positions. So this one I have in like position, looks like 3 or 2 or something like that. And then 5 or 6 would be all the way back. So like a normal hack squat. It's super smooth because it has like these big nylon rollers on this gigantic guide rod, and you can see there's a bunch of different safety depth settings. Since I'm quite short, I have it in the very bottommost setting, but otherwise there's like another like 5 settings, I believe. Yep. And then down here you can see the foot plate itself also adjusts in angle. I have it on the first setting, but I believe it goes up quite a bit. 4 different settings. I have it on 1. You can hear how heavy duty this is. And then what else? This is the unrack mechanism right here. It just auto unracks when you press up, but then to re-rack it, you gotta pull it back up towards you. And then you have your plate storage. And then another thing that they have that's pretty cool is they have these band pegs right here. So different band peg positions going over this roller, which makes it so that the bands, you can see, they roll along with the roller instead of like rubbing against just a metal post. And then you can just connect it right there. And then you can see there's 3 pins right here. That means there's 3 re-rack heights. So for 3 different heights. I have it on the lowest because I'm short. So yeah, that's just a quick intro. And then let me put on some weights. Well, let's just warm our way up. Let me see, is this a good angle? Not terrible. Let's take out my phone and wallet. Oh yeah, and I already have bands on it to deload the carriage weight, because I did notice that the carriage weight is pretty significant. I used an older version which had lighter carriage, but the newest versions, I think released in the last year or so, all have like a heavier carriage, which is like quite heavy. Let's show the leg press setting. Try the middle. Then let me see if I can get this all the way up actually. Pretty nice. Let's go toss on some weights. It's not a whole ton here. Loaded up some 45s. You can see I can get maximum depth on this, so I'm not even bottoming out. So I have 2 plates on it now, and as you can see, there's 45s that fit side by side on adjacent pegs, so it's not like some of like the prime machines where some of them you can't put 45 side by side. Some of them you can, some of them you can't. What else did I say? Oh yeah, like it doesn't matter which height you load the plates at. It's going to be the same feel throughout. It's the resistance profile minus the bands is already dictated by the angle that the hack is and the path. So since it's a linear path, you know, it's going to be a consistent resistance profile. It doesn't matter if you load the top or the bottom. It's going to be like the same feel throughout, unless you put on bands. So if I have reverse bands on, that means that the bands are gonna be the most active at the very bottom when the slide is all the way down, when the band is most stretched. So it deloads the bottom more than it deloads the top. You know, some people have different training philosophies, whether they want it heavier at the bottom or heavier at the top. So I'm just messing around with it to see basically. And also one thing I noticed is that, I mentioned it before, but like the sled weight of this unloaded, this newer version, the last year or so that they've produced it, it's really freaking heavy. So like actually it's quite heavy. Like I don't think a lot of women can even do like a plate per side on this machine, just unloaded machine without bands. So it's kind of a necessity to use some type of bands, just my opinion. And also there's band pegs down at the bottom, the base here, you can see right there, if you want to band it this way. That'd be a little bit different though, since you're not unloading the carriage weight. The carriage weight will always be heavy, but it just makes it, you know, the same thing, where it's like heavier at the top and lighter at the bottom. Still is the same resistance profile, it's just including the carriage weight if you band at the bottom versus trying to subtract the carriage weight if you band at the top. Man, that feels great. I will say that the difference I feel between this and the prime hack right away is that this foot plate from Atlantis, it has a lot less jiggle in it compared to the prime. There still is some, you can hear it when I move it like this, but the prime one, if I press really fast on my warm-up weights, it'll like, the foot plate itself will jiggle a little bit. It's only once I start approaching my last warm-ups and my working sets that the prime foot plate doesn't have a little bit of jiggle to it. Whereas the Atlantis, it doesn't ever have a jiggle to it, even throughout my warm-ups. So I do like that. Okay, now I have basically 3 plates per side. Let me try this without knee sleeves. And then if I go up to 3.5 or 4, I'll do it with. My cousin doesn't really have many plates here in this top half of his garage or his house gym, so I don't want to really walk down to the basement to grab more plates. Oh, it feels great. 3, 4. Super comfortable. As you can see, I have the foot plate all the way forward at a forward angle away from me so that I can have as close to like depth as I can, so that my ankle dorsiflexion, like I don't have super good ankle mobility. I don't have terrible, but not super good. So having the foot plate all the way forward like this, angled away from the back pad, means that you can easier to like hit depth before your ankles start to get in the way. You can have less hip flexion. Yeah. I mean, the other extreme is just having it in like complete hack squat mode, so that you have like as minimal hip flexion as possible. Yeah, basically hip extension or neutrality. And then you do this, but then it wouldn't turn it into like a leg press movement as much. So this is more of like a leg press movement. So I'll probably go up. He has one more set of plates, 25s. I'll just put that on and try that. Give it another angle. Okay, last set with not quite 4 plates because these are 25s. Great machine. What can I say, man? Yeah, I feel like my lower back is supported basically the whole time. Then my butt does raise off of the bottom pad a little bit when I'm all the way in the hole, but in terms of back support, it feels amazing. My lower back doesn't feel like pained or anything from lifting off the pad or anything like that. So yeah, really love this piece. I guess I will change it to hack mode now and then try that. And then probably get like an angle measurement on this thing too. Let's see. Yeah, this thing's giving me 13.7 degrees. So something like, supposed to be something like 15 degrees. Or whatchamacallit. This is really 15 degrees down? I feel like it's not. Am I reading this thing correctly? It would be at 0, that'd be 10, that'd be 20, let's see, 30. It's like 30, between 30 and 35 degrees. So yeah, that's what it's telling me. Why is the reference 315 and not, the auto should be, yeah, anyways, it's like between 30 and 35 degrees is what this thing's telling me. Yeah. Something like that. Let's say 32.5, 35 degrees. So yeah, like the angle being less steep means that you just need more plates to load up to equal something that's steeper. Something that's steep would be something like the Cybex, I think, the Cybex hack. People say it's a heavy hack because it has a steeper angle like this. So that means that you feel more of the weight due to gravity. Less of the weight is being supported by the frame. Yeah. And then let's try this. Actually, I don't think I need a warm up, do I? Hopefully. Okay, it doesn't lock into this setting, which is funny. It'll only lock once you have the back pad up. So the back pad all the way down means that you can see the back pad's all the way down, but it doesn't lock to all the way down. Oh, actually this feels really freaking good. Oh, but you can see. Very slight bottom out for me, even with squat shoes on and foot plate all the way forward and heels pretty close down underneath me, but it's fine. It feels good still. Yeah, dude, it actually feels great. There's like a sliding scale of more or less hip extension. You know, this hack squat means there's more hip extension versus like the leg press setting, which shows that it's like the minimal hip extension, I guess you would say. Not quite minimal, but less, much less on the opposite end. And honestly, I would say it feels more natural, a little bit better in the more hip extension version. So like in the hack squat version versus like the leg press version. With the hack squat version, obviously your lower back won't really curve off the pad ever because you're just going straight up and down. Your knees are the ones doing the movements. Whereas with the less hip extension version, so more hip flexion, which is like the leg press version setting, your hips are already like your range of motion, you're already running into your hips being fully flexed out. So then only your spine can really start making up for it afterwards when you're at the very bottom of the hole. So then your spine can start to curve out a little bit. Let me see. What if I do just like the first setting? Just a slight bend. Oh, you can still do hacks with just a slight bend. That's kind of cool. Let me try this. Oh, that's kind of cool. You don't get any neck support like this though. Still very cool. Then this is all the way up, which I already did. So yeah, I've done it on all the way back, which is 6. I've done it on 5. I've done it on 1. I guess I'll try a set at each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I already did 6, which is all the way back, 1, which is all the way forward, and did 5, which is right now, I believe. Or is this 4 now? This is 4. So 4, 3, 2. 3 more sets and I'll be done with this. Okay, this is setting 4. 6 being the most reclined, and 1 being the most forward, so inclined. I'm not sure I like this one. This one feels like I'm about to slide up and off the pad. It's like not forward enough for me to feel locked in and not far back enough for my shoulders to be locked in. Oh yeah, you have to put some pressure on the handles to pull yourself down. No, I don't like that. Nope. That setting is bad, terrible for me. I have a feeling, 6, 5, 1 might be like the best. 1, 2 maybe. This one is setting 3. Oh, again, likewise, I feel like almost sliding up and off. a little bit less than the previous setting, which was 4. But still, 3 and 4 don't feel great. Yeah, too much instability. Feels like it's gonna slide me up and off. I have to really pull up with the handles to pull myself down. Okay, last set on this Atlantis Hack Pro, which I remeasured a couple more times, and it's basically 30 degrees, not like 35. It's like just over 30 degrees. And this is on setting 2. So with this I'll have done 1 through 6, with 1 being the best of the most inclined, most forward, so leg pressy, and then 6 being the best of the hacks feels, but 5 is pretty good too. 3 and 4 were not good so far. This is not bad. 2 is not bad. So yeah, seems like 1-2 for the leg press version and 5-6 for the hack press or hack squat version. Pretty good.